next. Think twice before you crack open your favorite energy drink. Some major league teams don't want their players drinking them, so if pro athletes' bodies can't handle that, what about you and me? Our power panel is coming up next.
It is the national pastime. Major League Baseball has turned out more than a few American heroes, Ben Mickey Mantle. But the sport's image, as you probably know, has been tarnished in recent years by some players' use of illegal substances.
We're not naming names, apparently. Well, maybe we are. Names like Roger Clemens and Manny Ramirez come to mind. And now a couple of ball clubs are setting their sights on energy drinks. They're not league-banned substances, not yet anyway. But USA Today reports the Houston Astros and the Arizona Diamondbacks, they have completely stopped providing players with Red Bull in their clubhouses and are discouraging players from drinking energy drinks at all. So let's talk about this right now. Do you think these teams are overreacting, and is Red Bull as bad as they're making it out to be? Let's check in with Nick Parker, a fitness expert. Nick's been here before. Good to see you. Mark Thyssen, who's a co-founder of the all-natural organic drink Chia, and Dr. Anthony Scarcella, emergency medicine, actually has got his own weight loss clinic there in Winter Park. Guys, good of you to join us today. Doctor, you've seen this before, haven't you, in emergencies, that people come in and they're really hopped up on Red Bull. Maybe these teams are doing a good thing banning Red Bull.
Well, we see a lot of people that come into the emergency room who have drank, I guess you would say, excessive quantities of Red Bull. I mean, it's got caffeine in it, it's got sugar. They come in with elevated blood pressure and their heart just racing away. So essentially that's what we see with Red Bull ODs in the emergency department.
Okay. Hey, well, Nick, you know, I know you teach little leaguers. What's wrong, though, with a little jolt before a big game? Maybe we don't give it to your little league guys, but, you know, there's a grown men we're talking about.
Yeah, absolutely. Those little guys have plenty of energy, but the grown guys maybe not so much after a long day. But here's the thing. I can understand where the MLB is coming from, because that has caffeine's a diuretic, and it's going to dehydrate the muscle, leading to cramps, muscle spasms, a massive dehydration, and problems in the joints. But where does it stop? I mean, do you ban coffee?
Right.
Because coffee's going to have the same effects. So I'm kind of on the fence with this one.
Right. The Pepsi sponsors, I think, are going to have a hard time if you start going down that road.
Yeah, exactly.
Mark, let me ask you this. All natural, organic, I think I know where you're going to go with this, but there's got to be a better way that these players can find a boost, right?
Absolutely. That's what we're all about. I mean, everything in moderation, right? I mean, everybody likes a little Red Bull here and there, a little bit, but we created an all-natural superfood drink infusing chia seeds in it, and you know, it provides some of those endurance properties and everything that are in energy drinks, but we got a little more natural product, Bob.
You know, Dr. Nick alluded to the dehydration. How dangerous can that be for a player? They get hopped up on Red Bull, then they go out and they're physically exerting. Cramps and muscles are one thing, but it can get more serious than that?
Oh, absolutely. They can develop what's called rhabdomyolysis, which is where they really break down the muscle and it releases some toxic substances in their bloodstream, gets into their kidney, and can actually cause some severe kidney failure.
You know, Nick, let me ask you this, because baseball players, they're role models, aren't they? What about the dangers of having, you know, kids drinking this? Because I know you've got to see it with your Little League team.
Yeah, I do. And as a matter of fact, you know what's dangerous is too much. Moderation, these things are fine, but I'm going to speak from personal experience here. On a dare, I drank 2 of these things, and I almost passed out, started spinning, got really dizzy, and so you have to be really careful. You're out in the heat, especially in the state, and it's very, very dangerous if it's too much. So in moderation, it's fine. Too much, very dangerous.
And you know, Mark, it's an up and down thing with your Red Bulls. You get all the way up there, but there is a crash that does come along with that. Is that avoided when you go down that natural route?
Not at all, not at all. I mean, being a natural product and being a derivative of water and everything else, it's the hydration properties in our product and some other natural products that are out there. There isn't essentially that crash. There's some B vitamins and other additives that are in it, but the caffeine properties and taurine and other things, they're not in a natural product, so you won't experience that.
Chia, is it tasty?
It's delicious.
Darn
it's
tasty. Okay, you brought samples, right? I'm assuming.
Absolutely.
Okay, excellent. Nick Parker, Mark Thyssen, and Dr. Anthony Scarcella. Guys, good of you to come in and talk about this with us tonight.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.